All right. The next chapter in my life is called the dark years, because they were very, very dark. I was 15, 16 years old when we moved back from Germany to Leavenworth, Kansas. And in Leavenworth, it started off okay, but I ended up living on base, going to school off base in Leavenworth High School. Not a good experience. Had my first real boyfriend there, Dan Russell. He wasn't good news. We had a lot of fun, but things just weren't good. And after 1 year, I had to move to Virginia. And I lived outside of Fort Lee in a house, went to Prince George High School. It was horrible. I had no friends. We rode the bus with people that had kids. The teenagers that were there had children. So that was crazy. And I don't remember it being good at all. I felt like I was in purgatory. And then from there, the heavens opened and the angels sung, and we got to move to Florida. So my senior year, halfway through my junior year, and then my senior year was at Brandon High. Horrible school. Absolutely horrible school. Lots of drugs. Just really, really bad. And, but I graduated, barely. And I started college that summer semester. I went to St. Pete Junior College. Then I went to Hillsborough Community College. And then I went to USF. And my college years were fantastic. A lot of fun, a lot of adventure. I had many jobs, got into debt, didn't really do very well for that, but got my degree in my Bachelor of Art degree in 4 years in mass communications with a minor in advertising. And my degree has served me well. And then I moved to Atlanta. And in Atlanta, I worked in the magazine industry. I was an advertising sales rep for many years. Every company that I chose to work for did so well that they ended up closing. Yeah, they all made money and then they closed. So that happened to me 3 times. Entertainment Atlanta, Georgia Woman, and one other. And I said, that's it. I am going to get a hotel job again, which is what I had done in college. So I walked into the best hotel in town, the Hyatt Regency, filled out an application, didn't even do my resume, and ended up becoming the assistant to the director of sales. And we did the Super Bowl and the Olympics at that hotel. So I'm very, very, very proud of those years and the work I did, because it was very intense and very good. And that's where I met Natalie's father, and his name is Michael Fabiani. Madly in love very quickly. Wasn't real love. Got married within 6 months. Running hard in Atlanta. We were just working hard. We were running hard. We were doing the Super Bowl and the Olympics. We were making a lot of money. It flowed right through our fingers. Michael owned a home in Orlando, so we moved back there after the Olympics, and that's when I worked at Disney. I started at the front desk at Old Key West, y'all, making $5.95 an hour with a ton of hotel experience. I had to work at the front desk in a fish shirt and culottes, listening to Buffett, thus the dark years. Oh my God, it was horrible. I did that for an entire year, going through their leadership program at Disney. And I was a graduate of Crossroads to Leadership. There were 8 of us that started and only 4 of us graduated. And that kicked off my management career at Disney. And just as I was graduating, I found out that I was pregnant with Natalie and I was leaving her father, getting divorced. That was very difficult. And so I went to my boss and I said, I've got some news for you, at Old Key West. She'd been helping me look for management jobs. And I said, I've got 1 month to find a management job or I have to leave. I am pregnant and I'm getting divorced. And she's like, oh my gosh, okay. Great boss. Her name was Kim. She was awesome. And that's how I ended up in Tomorrowland. And yeah, so I'm going to end the dark years there, because we definitely know that looking back on it, I wouldn't have changed it other than having God with me. I didn't know God then, and I didn't have, He was with me, but I didn't recognize His Spirit on me and His ability to help me through those years. So looking back on it, I definitely would have been more aware of things I could have done better, and choices I could have made better to care for myself and to care for my body and to care for my spirit, had I known my Abba Father. But I didn't. And that's okay, because I made it through. And I did some really bad things in those years. Michael was a really bad man, and he didn't take care of me, but I made those choices too. And so I don't regret them. They made me who I am. No, I do regret them. I do regret them. I wish I hadn't had to go through those dark years, and they were bad. And so for all of my children and my grandchildren that are watching this, when you're in those dark places, come back to your parents and really tell them what's going on and have them help you navigate. No matter how grown up you think you are, have the people who love you help you navigate those decisions in that time, so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. And Natalie would not be who she was without Michael. She's got that olive skin and that beautiful brown eyes, and she's absolutely amazingly gorgeous. And she's the best of all the Fabianis by far, and they know that. And she has a brother and sister that are wonderful. Olivia and Jonathan are the best of the Fabianis. But yeah, I would have made some other decisions, I'm sure. So if you're going through dark years, just hang tight. Go get back to your compass. Go back to your axis. I should have gone to my parents. My mom tried, and I didn't let her in. I should have gone back to them and had them help me. So the dark years are over.